You're talking about the finances, and this is probably one for you, probably more than Roberto. There's a lot of murmurings going around that the club didn't do enough in January to bring people in, particularly strikers. I'm sure that's not the case, is it? Can you put the record straight on that? Did you sit on your backside for 31 days doing
that's
in January?
what we did, yeah. No, we worked very hard, didn't we, to get players in. It's not easy to get players in the position that we're in. We were bottom of the league, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to get in. Unless you're QPR and you go out there and spend big money, which we didn't have. So we had to work hard. It didn't happen, but I think at the end of the transfer window, we were happier than at the start of the transfer window.
I think we set our targets. The main target was Can Boussillon, and believe me, it wasn't easy, because he's a player that we followed a long time since he played in the World Cup in South Africa. The role that he played with Chile is exactly what he's doing for us. And to have a player that he comes to the Premier League, plays certain games, and then he gets into the Championship and he needs to adapt to the British game, and then being able to take him to the Premier League was ideal, really. Fresh, because he hasn't played in the Premier League second season. And that was really, really tough. And I must thank Jonathan and the chairman. We had to work hard in that. After that, I will tell you that we had certain players that I think signing the right player is more important than just signing someone for the sake of it. And I had a couple of conversations with players. For me, they look disrespectful to Wigan in general. And for that, I would rather play a youngster.
Was the Bristol striker?
Yeah,
one of those.
No, but the truth is that we were looking for a very specific striker, because I do feel that with the likes of Hugo Rodallega, Franco Di Santo, and Conor Salmon, we're covering an area, and we could have done with a goal scorer, but a goal scorer, even Manchester United looking for one, and those are the ones that you can't really buy. But it's very important that with the group we've got, I would never just go out and blame a player that he comes in and he doesn't score goals. Rather, I'll take responsibility for not, in a way, bringing a bad apple into the group and give the wrong vibes, and have someone looking for the next 6 weeks and say, well, am I going next? I've done my time here, I'm going to the next step. It has to be someone that fits in the philosophy of Wigan Athletic. When you're here, you need to fight and you need to give your life, because those are the margins we're working on. And we didn't find that striker. And
I think that's one of the hardest things to do, isn't it, to find a striker. I mean, if you look at Liverpool on Saturday, they had Carroll,
You said striker and then say Carroll.
But they had £80 million on the pitch at one stage, up front, and didn't look like scoring. So it's not an easy thing to do.
It must frustrate you sometimes, though, because I say there is mild criticism from our own supporters about it, and it must, because when you know what the philosophy and how hard it is to bring those kind of players in, it must really get you down sometimes. That there's that criticism.
We have to be strong as well. We're working so hard to keep the football club financially stable, and you're thinking, well, to bring someone, we have to double what we've been working so hard, and then that person could come in and say, look, you know what, we lost 2 games, I'm just thinking about the next move, and then is when you put the football club in danger. And I would never do that for the short term, never.
So is that the reason why, obviously, I don't want to touch it again with Nicky Maynard, is that the reason why we didn't accept him to the club? Because there's a lot of media, bad press saying that we didn't want to come to Wigan Athletic, he turned us down because of our position in the league and because of our financial backing, which obviously real fans know there's nothing wrong with our finances. Is it just basically the attitude and the way he's just the sole person?
By the way.
No, we saw the club statement on that one.
It was just Twitter rumours,
It was.
I believe the Daily Mirror.
No, I think we were used a little bit in that situation, just to clarify it to you. I spoke with the player, had a brief conversation. Jonathan had a brief conversation with the chief executive to see if we could speak with the player, and that was it. And I think we were used a little bit to get other interest from other football clubs.
Just leading on from the striker issue, where do we stand regarding Mauro Baselli?
Yes, well that's another interesting aspect, because Mauro had a tough period in Argentina and now they are top of the league. He scored at the weekend from another penalty, and Mauro is starting to, he wants to make it work, he wants to be successful with us, and obviously someone that as long as he can fit into the British way of living more than the football, forget about the football. We've got one of the best strikers in world football.
I think it really successful at the moment as well.
Not so much the football, the fact they've settled in.
Yes. Yes, and it happens to everyone. Believe me, it happens to everyone. But
Strange
sometimes,
And people are human beings, they're not the players, they're human beings as well.
and the family.
It's the family as well.
Yeah.
Oh, did you speak to him?
Well, we haven't spoken for a while now, but obviously we keep a track in everything he does, and he's played in every game. He's taken a very important role when they were bottom of the table. I think he's grown massively this season. And last time I spoke with him, is someone that he got married in the summer, and but I do feel that his future in our football club at the moment, we've got real high hopes that we can make it work, because if we can make the human being to settle in, is the type of player we need, really.
Do you think he'll come back?
That's my dream. I would love to see that happening. I will never force it, because then it wouldn't work, but if we can find a way to make it work, I think it would be a very, very important sign for us.
So you get plenty of heaters. It seemed to be when it was cold, he didn't like it.
Yes, no, but I think he's grown. He went to Italy and he had an experience that he helped him. All the little experiences as a player allows you to see different things, and sometimes you're a little bit narrow-minded, and now he's a little bit more, I think it's more open to things. Hopefully he'll have a good ending of the season. The top of the league, as I say, they play Copa Libertadores, and it's going to be a good ending of the season.
So what's
his value will increase,
As for Jonathan Taylor,
So what's the current state of Victor Moses? Is he playing on Saturday? Is he fit?
if that would be switch off, I'll tell you the truth, but it'll be fine.
You can turn your
You can nod yes or no, we will.
You watch the training. Does Franco Di Santo, I think, is playing fantastic. Giving everything. Does he do okay for scoring in training?
Franco is he's the best finisher I've worked with, and he's someone that right, left heading ability, and he's got everything. Sometimes as a goal scorer you need a little bit of luck, that goal that he goes in, and at the start of the season he had 4 wonder strikes and he had a little bit of luck going his way, but the tap-ins, the scrappy ones, that they fall for you instead of going away from you. But he couldn't work harder in his game, and he couldn't work hard in the training. But you see it on the pitch, the way he worked on Saturday, what he did off the ball, he really gave it a very solid look. And I just hope that he can get that little bit of look in front of goal, something that he bounces his way, and you'll see a real potential goal scorer, because his hard work and his qualities of a goal scorer.
Just needs that hat-trick Saturday and we're laughing, aren't we?
Well,
It's easy to be entire team. You can see they're working hard, can't you? It's just that clinical last final pass. I don't.
Yes.
If it's banjos off somebody's backside, you don't mind. It's just that clinical bit at the end.
it is. You're looking at the attempts that we had against West Brom. Sometimes you need someone that it doesn't hit it cleanly, like James McCarthy's strike is as clean as you can strike it. Sometimes you miss-hit it, it gets into someone else's path and you score a goal, and then you get a good 4-5 score line, and all of a sudden the confidence and the look comes your way. But what we cannot affect is the way we play. If we carry on creating as many chances as we did against West Brom in the next 4 games, guaranteed we'll win the games. And that's where the work is. Sometimes we think, we should score more goals. Yes, but you can't control that. What we can control is how many opportunities we're going to create, and that's where we need to focus.
But the fans start by this greeting the players when we go into the match, and so on. If you start, that's another positive step towards this momentum that we need, and so on.
It is. You just feel good, and you know that you're going to get out there and you're going to see the people that just supported you in the car park. Is as stupid as that, and you feel that you want to go out there, and it helps you. It's a mental preparation that it makes you feel good.
I think he surprised them, didn't he, against
He was.
He looked shocked. He didn't want to play that car park. He was staying in. He was
Didn't know anything about it.
There was definitely somebody who pulled in and waited for another car. I can't remember who it was now, but they sat in the car until somebody else pulled up.
I think Boise enjoyed it the most out of everyone though.
I think they all enjoyed it, to be honest.
They did. They were
Real
commenting
good.
in the dressing room and they were talking about it.
Small margins can make a huge difference. Something like that.
You know, we've been going on about the players that have come into the squad, like Gina Maloney. How do you deal with like the people like Ben Watson, Hendry Thomas, who've not been playing for a while? I know you said they're responsible. How do you keep them motivated? Do they keep themselves motivated, or?
Well, you can measure that in the way they train, and they've been model professionals. I think they are so attached to the importance of the results that then it's like, well, my situation here is not important. What's important is we need to win games, and if I can be ready for whenever I'm needed, then you see that you get the benefit.
Yeah.
You see Ben Watson coming on at Anfield and seeing him ready, or coming on at Stoke to take the penalty. That shows you how ready they are, or how well they are working. And I can see that. If I see someone that he can put the club first and then his personal situation, unfortunately can be involved in this moment. This moment is just Wigan Athletic. And then will be all the individual cases. And the names that you mentioned are players that they've been so mature about how to go about their business and understand they are professionals. They need to help with the level of training. Just by affecting the level of training, they help in the team, and then just be ready for whatever they need. And we're very fortunate with the human beings that we've got. We haven't got bad apples at all.